Have you ever walked into a room and felt the temperature drop, even though nothing was said? That chill is the first hidden sign she's already cheating, and you've been too close to notice. Emotional detachment doesn't announce itself with sirens. It begins as a microscopic retreat, an internal pivot away from the shared we. Psychologists call this the pre-betrayal void. The mind detaches before the body follows. Studies on relationship dissolution show that one partner often begins emotionally disinvesting months before any physical act. The brain, craving novelty or escape, starts pruning the neural pathways tied to the current bond. You don't see it. You feel it. Conversations lose depth. Laughter arrives late. The air thickens with unspoken distance. This isn't moodiness, it's the psyche preparing for exit. Picture Mark, 38, coming home after a 12-hour shift. His wife, Leah, sits on the couch, scrolling. He used to get a kiss, "How was your day?" Now, just a half smile and silence. He tells himself she's tired. But the pattern repeats, she's physically present, emotionally elsewhere. One night, he asks about her day. Her answer is a shrug and a pivot to the kids. Mark feels crazy for suspecting. He's not. Leah's mind has already left the room. The fracture is silent, but the echo is deafening. When her soul checks out before her body, the affair has already begun. Track the absence in her eyes before you hunt for proof in her phone. This detachment is existential sabotage. The relationship becomes a mirror she no longer wants to face. Practical wisdom. Log the micro-moments. Does she lean in or away when you speak? Does she remember your stories? These aren't accusations, they're diagnostics. But the silence is only the opening act. What happens when her calendar starts rewriting itself without your name on it? Where did the hours go? When her calendar becomes a black hole, the second hidden sign of cheating is already devouring your shared life. Time is the first currency of betrayal. Sudden, unexplained absences create intermittent reinforcement, unpredictable gaps that keep you doubting your own instincts. Behavioral psychology shows the brain normalizes small deviations, late meeting, traffic, helping a friend, until the pattern forms a cage of plausible deniability. The cheater doesn't need elaborate lies, they need space. A 2022 study on infidelity found 68 of emotional affairs begin with harmless schedule shifts. The partner left behind feels paranoid for noticing. That's the point. Doubt is the accomplice. Meet Alex, 35, married to Jenna for 8 years. Jenna's always been social, but lately her girls' nights multiply like weeds. Tuesday drinks. Thursday yoga. Saturday errands that stretch past midnight. Alex asks for details, Jenna's answers are fog. You don't need to know every little thing. He finds a receipt for 2 cocktails on a night she claimed book club. When confronted, she laughs it off, "You're overthinking." But the calendar keeps bleeding. Alex starts timing her exits and returns. The gaps don't lie. Jenna's not just stepping out, she's building a second life, 1 hour at a time. Audit the calendar before you autopsy the heart. Missing hours are the blueprint of betrayal. This isn't about control, it's about coherence. A shared life runs on synchronized clocks. When hers runs on a secret frequency, the relationship becomes a ghost town. Practical wisdom: keep a neutral log for 1 week. Note exits, returns, excuses. Patterns emerge like bruises under skin. But time isn't the only thing slipping away. What glows in the dark when you're asleep? What lights up her face when the room is dark? The third hidden sign of cheating isn't a person, it's a rectangle of glass pulsing with secrets. Secret communication hijacks the brain's reward system. Every hidden text, every silenced notification, delivers a microdose of dopamine stronger than your shared inside jokes. Attachment theory explains the shift. The new connection offers anxious avoidant validation, a cocktail of thrill and distance that the stable relationship can't compete with. Research from the Journal of Sex Research, 2023, shows 74% of emotional affairs begin digitally, often before physical contact. The phone becomes a portal. Guarded angles, passcodes changed, battery dying faster than usual. These aren't quirks, they're fortifications. Picture Ryan, 41, waking at 2 a.m. to pee. His wife, Tara, is in the bathroom, door cracked, phone glowing like a shrine. She startles when he knocks, screen flipped instantly. Just work emails. But the pattern repeats. She sleeps with the phone under her pillow, wakes to check it before him, smiles at messages she won't share. Ryan notices the charging cable now lives in her purse. One night, he sees the screen light up with a heart emoji from Sarah, work. Tara's thumb hovers, then deletes the thread. Ryan's stomach drops. The glow isn't for him anymore. It's for someone who makes her feel seen in ways he hasn't in years. When the phone hides more than it reveals, the affair is already in your bed. Watch the light before you watch her lies. This glow is modern idolatry, worshipping at the altar of curated attention. Practical wisdom: establish a no-phone bedroom rule, not as surveillance but as reclamation of sacred space. If she resists, ask why. Calmly. The answer will speak louder than any notification. But the body betrays what the screen conceals. What happens when her flesh flinches from your touch? What does her face say when her mouth stays silent? The fourth hidden sign of cheating leaks through the skin, the eyes, the breath, betraying her before she ever confesses. Your nervous system never lies. Under guilt or arousal, the polyvagal response triggers microshifts. Pupils dilate, lips tighten, shoulders rise. Nonverbal leakage, as psychologists call it, happens in 0.2-second flashes, too fast for conscious control. FBI interrogators and relationship researchers alike rely on baseline deviation, compare her usual gestures to the new ones. A 2021 meta-analysis in Emotion found that 87% of cheaters display at least 3 involuntary tells within the first week of deception. The body keeps the score while the mind rehearses the alibi. Imagine Jordan, 39, cooking dinner with his partner, Maya. He reaches to tuck a strand of hair behind her ear, same move that once made her melt. Now she flinches, just a millimeter, but his hand freezes mid-air. Later, She laughs at his joke, but the smile arrives late, eyes crinkling a half-beat after the mouth. When he asks about her day, her gaze darts to the left, then down, a classic cognitive load signal. Jordan's gut screams. He tests, "You seem distracted." Maya's response is too quick, voice pitched higher, "Just tired." Her throat clears, a pacifying gesture. Jordan doesn't need a confession, her body just gave one in Morse code. Read the face before you read the texts. A single micro-flinch can indict more than 1,000 words. This is the tragedy of embodiment. The soul wants to hide, but the meat confesses. Practical wisdom. Film a casual 3-minute conversation on your phone, with consent, framed as a memory. Watch it alone. Slow it down. Look for asymmetry, one-sided smiles, asymmetrical shrugs, touches that don't linger. These aren't accusations, they're evidence. But the deepest cut comes without a single touch at all. What happens when the love itself begins to evaporate? What happens when the warmth you once bathed in turns to frost, overnight? The fifth hidden sign of cheating isn't an explosion, it's a slow, deliberate dimming of the heart. Emotional disinvestment is the final precursor to physical betrayal. It's not the screaming fights that kill a relationship, it's the silence after the music stops. Psychologists track this via hedonic adaptation and attachment erosion. The brain, starved of novelty, seeks it elsewhere, quietly withdrawing from the current bond. A landmark 2024 study in Journal of Marriage and Family found that 81% of partners who cheated had already stopped initiating future plans, physical affection, or shared dreams 3 to 6 months prior. No grand exit. Just a slow leak of we. You don't notice the absence until the room is empty. Picture Chris, 37, planning their 10th anniversary. He suggests Paris, just like her old dream. His wife, Dana, stares blankly. "We'll see." No excitement. No follow-up. That night, he reaches for her in bed, she turns away, claiming a headache. It's the 3rd time this month. The kids ask why mom doesn't laugh at dad's jokes anymore. Chris digs through old photos Dana used to light up at his touch. Now, her hugs are duty, her "I love you" a reflex. He asks, "Are we okay?" She says yes, but her eyes are already in tomorrow, with someone else. The eclipse is complete. The love didn't die in a fight. It died in the quiet. When the future disappears from her sentences, she's already living in someone else's story. Listen for the absence before you search for the presence. This is the darkest truth. Betrayal begins not with a kiss, but with a withdrawal. Practical ritual. Once a week, ask one future-oriented question: where do you see us in 5 years? If the answer shrinks, repeats, or deflects, the eclipse has begun. But now, 5 signs align: silence, vanishing time, glowing screens, flinching skin, fading love. The picture is complete. The question remains: what do you do when the truth stares back, unblinking?